am off for the next 2 days, so I thought to kind of bring my mental health back up to scratch and sort of look after my well-being. I'm away for a 2-day getaway, and I just thought that I would bring you guys along with me. I have an empty house. Now, that does not mean parties, alright? That means crocheting and reading for the next 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. My plans for this weekend is to do walks in the countryside, to do some crocheting, to do some reading, and to start watching like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, because like a guy at work said that I would really enjoy them. So that's the plans for this week. It's not a crazy party, okay? I'm not pulling all-nighters. I'm not trashing my grand's place. I'm actually just going to be living like an old lady for the next 2 days. Okay, so my plan today is a very slow morning. I love slow mornings. I'm going to start reading Carnival because I want to read Once a Broken Heart, but I honestly, you could not ask me one question about that whole Carnival series. I read 3 of them. I could not tell you what happened. Maybe crochet a bit. I actually need to phone my uni because it starts in 4 days and I still don't have a timetable. I still haven't picked modules because they thought I graduated, so lol. And I want to start watching The Hobbit tonight, but I just want a nice day of like countryside, some good food. I realized actually that I don't think I've bought enough. I've bought enough for like 3 meals. Like 3 meals, but like it will last me the 2 days, but it just means I might just be on a rotation of like eating the same thing, but that's totally fine because what I've bought I do really like, and like the fresh bread needs to be used anyway. Also, I forgot my hairbrush, so if my hair looks like this is why, and it will progressively get worse throughout the days. I know you're saying, Ailey, why don't you just use your granny's hairbrush? I went through and saw that thing and it honestly looks like it hasn't been washed in 40 years, so that's not going anywhere near my scalp. I love this bed because it sort of reminds me of Princess P. Like, I am getting lost in this bed. It's like it's like this is heavy and I feel like it just squashes me a little bit. So yeah, that's the vibe of today. So because it has decided to turn winter overnight and I forgot to bring my jumper, so I was like, oh, I'll come into my grand's wardrobe, but obviously you guys won't know what it looks like. This is how like cunty my gran is. This is how iconic my gran is. This is her walk-in wardrobe. She's got all her shoes up here. She's got everything itemized. That's her like partner's side. She's got obviously her mirror, and I don't actually know what this device is. I've seen it for years. I don't like, it's not an iron. So if anyone knows what that is, I originally thought it was like a steamer, but I don't know. But also, I would honestly steal this top if she did not realize that it was missing. Like, it has these really, really nice buttons on it. So I'm actually just going to grab a jumper before I nick anything from this wardrobe. Okay, so I'm making lunch and I have preheated my oven for the burgers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make some fudge while that's preheated because I forgot my sweet treats at home and I feel like I need a snack. Yeah, I am going to be using my grand's things. Don't let her know. Anyway, this recipe for fudge, it is not like a family secret, so I can literally tell you. So to make this fudge, what I'm doing is I'm putting a whole tin of condensed milk in, and then I am just melting 2 bars of your chosen chocolate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a white chocolate fudge, and then just put, she's got Biscoff spread in her cupboard, and she makes a mean Biscoff fudge, so I'm just going to make that. I also have these vegan burgers for lunch, but I don't have any rolls, but I had planned that because I just wanted to use the bread. So you just put it in the microwave for maybe 15-20 second intervals because you don't obviously want to burn the chocolate. And then you just stick it in the freezer until it's set. Anyone who's asking, yes, I will eat this whole thing. I remember Christmas last year, I brought up a quart of Mr. Fury, and because I kind of like hate speaking to my family, I went upstairs and just read my book and literally ate a whole tray of fudge. My gran came up to check on me. She was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I can tell like you're in my element," because my gran, my mum's mum, out of any family member, just understands me, and she just understands me, and she is the only family member that I don't need to explain myself to. Like, she just gets me on such a personal level, and like our styles are the same as well. Like, I'm really sorry, like it's so weird, like you're not telling me that this isn't the exact same jumper that I bought, just in blue, which blue is my color. So it's like one of my pet hates when my brothers will just like, they'll have something, whether it's like peanut butter or something, and then just like start eating out the container, so then I'm not eating out of it, because like I'm a massive, oh my god, massive germaphobe. So somebody doing that is an absolute no. Like, nobody is going on my bed in their outdoor clothes. Like, the fact that you have thought, I'm going at, like, no, you're not sitting out on your outdoor clothes unless I absolutely love you, and then I'm like, yeah, sure, like I don't have a problem with it. But to the average person, it's gonna be a no. I'm gonna show you. This is the Creation, and it's going straight in the fridge. Since my burger has an absolute diabolical 25 minutes to cook, I'm just gonna do a little bit of therapy and eat some chocolate, because why not? Another reason I wanted to film today is so that I would have something not only tangible, but something that I can look back on and see in years to come off my gran's house, because it's a hard realization and hard thought to have, but she will not always be here. Whether this house gets passed down to one of us, whether one of us buy it or someone else buys the house, it will never be decorated or have the same feeling it does when my gran is living in it. And that is something that I want to not only capture but relive again. Although it would be absolutely heartbreaking for someone else to buy it, it's really selfish of me to not give that experience to another kid, the experience that we've had here growing up. For those who don't know, my gran kind of lives on a farm, so she has a lot of land and a lot of opportunities for not only for us to have fun, but for us to grow as children, you know, seeing and appreciating wildlife and looking after it and preserving it is one thing that she's definitely passed down to me. So it is one of, if not the main reasons I'm a vegetarian, because she always had animals growing up, whether they were sheep, bulls, chickens. I remember one Easter we had a sheep come over from the neighbouring field and literally give birth in front of us. Well, in front of me. I was in the living room, again, avoiding social cues, and I was like, guys, come through. Because it was just this baby lamb, and it was like, geez, you eat. But it would be selfish of me to not allow that opportunity for another child. My gran is a very pure soul. She truly does want the best for us, and there is absolutely no judgment or trying to pretend that you're someone that you're not just to be in her presence. She's such an accepting individual, and I've always really appreciated that about her. I want to do a Christmas vlog as well, so that we can sort of look back, and that she is such a family person, and you see that every time that we're all together. Like, she just likes seeing us, and that's enough for her. And I had my granddad unexpectedly kind of died last year, and it was just such a hard-hitting thing because in my head, and I mean I've still got all my grandparents, and it was never like a thought like, oh, like they won't see me start uni, or they won't be at my wedding or whatever. It was just kind of like, wasn't even a thought or a realization that they wouldn't be there for that, because they're grandparents, like they're always going to be there. That's why I think this month I've been like really sort of telling people I love them when I do, because in the last couple of years, like I've just had people just go and disappear, and then you're like, oh, well, I expected you to stay around a bit longer, so I feel like I've not told you actually how much I love and appreciate you. I was just trying to make fudge, cheesy meat. The only logical thing to do now to get over my crying break is to put Gracie Abrams on and cut some lettuce. I've just had a look, which is honestly really weird on my gram, but she doesn't have any onions. Like, she is known for, like, not known for having onions, that's so weird. Known for, like, having fresh produce, like, all the time. Because, obviously, she lives in, like, a gated community. And she will, like, trade stuff with the farmers all the time. So that's why I'm just a little bit surprised that she doesn't have anything. I've also just got a beef tomato. I feel like I'm not cutting this in the right direction. In this little knife. I'm not gonna lie, it's feeling a bit squinchy. So my plan for this burger: lettuce, tomato, maybe some cheese, and my gran actually has this like sriracha mayo, which is sign me up, yes please. I'm not taking any criticism on mayonnaise. Everyone's like, mayonnaise, girl, open your taste buds. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually so good. And right, I have this thing and everyone just calls me gross, but I mix my mayonnaise with my tomato sauce. Now, I used to do it when I was younger, and I thought I was a true visionary. Like, I thought this would take the world by storm. I was gonna be like the new kid on Ellen with this, and found out it was just like a pearl cocktail sauce. I stopped it for years for some odd reason. Like, my parents got divorced and then couldn't indulge in childhood pleasures anymore. Also, I love sourdough bread. Like, come on. Also, the way I cut my bread, if anyone did DT in school, right? Then you know when you cut a bit of wood, you know what, you cut a bit of wood and you have to sort of make your 1-2 like indents before you start hacking at it. That's how I do a bit of bread. I think sometimes when my mental health is not good, my mum always tells me to enjoy the little things in life. She says, you know, we're always sort of looking for these big things, like I've not won the lottery this week or whatever, but it's all about enjoying or finding the little things that you love. And taking 2 days for myself up at my gran's, like, for me, for other people that might be a little bit, for me that's a thing that I really enjoy. And I remember coming up here, my mom was like, well, like, she was panicking. She was kind of like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna have anything to do, you're gonna be bored, you're in the middle of nowhere. I'll be like, actually, like, this is something that I've been looking forward to for the last like week. When I came up with the idea, it was the only thing keeping me going through work, because I was like, I just need to make it to those 2 days, like I just need to make it past this week. And it's these little things, getting, you know, having time to read my book and having fresh bread. Like, we don't have that, so it is I mean, I guess having fresh bread is like a big thing in our household, but like having just bread, I feel like nobody will understand, but like, come on. Also, this is another little thing, enjoying the little things. Look at my grand's hydrangeas. I feel like you're not getting a good... That's the view from doing washing dishes. I've been enjoying doing dishes because I just get to look out and I get to be nosy, seeing who's going back and forth. So I've immediately come upstairs because I was like, right, I'll just go down and try it because it should be set now. Tell me why I was standing by the fridge just eating it out of the pan. It's so good. To be fair, it probably didn't help that I was just watching crumble cookie videos before I went down. So for tonight's dinner, I'm going to do some of these butternut squash. I had them last night and they were so good. And then I've done it with this spicy pasta sauce. And then I'm gonna do it with some garlic bread. I've got some garlic bread in there at the moment. And then I'm gonna have my fudge for dessert.